chord. And I'm going to say, hi, everyone. Welcome to week 3 officially of February. Thanks for all the hard work for this tune, Losing My Religion by REM. Let me check my audio levels. Everything's good. Okay, so do we have any questions, comments, and concerns directly related to this material? Cool. Let's review some stuff. Remember the beginner intermediate class, I sort of think of it as a little bit of a trajectory, right? If you're starting at a base level, and you're trying to progress towards something that's a little more challenging, that's a little harder to attain, then we can kind of look at the beginner and intermediate arrangements as sort of both ends of those. What I'm hoping is that by the end of this, you have a firm understanding of what the rhythmic pattern is, the chord progressions for the whole song, and then the little parts where we're sort of slipping out of accompanying our voice while we're singing, and we're playing these little solo riffs, these little moments, things like that. Remember, in the standard format of a track, I really feel like you should always try to strive in the first 1 or 2 weeks to have a functioning version of this song. Even if that means that, I'm an intermediate player, or I'm like challenging myself with more advanced material. If you can do the beginner piece from beginning to end, you're in a lot better situation than you would be if that part's hard, so I never really got good at the verse or whatever. If you sort of think in that mindset, then what ends up happening is you have an incomplete version of the tune. And our goal is really to have a functioning version in the simplest form, and it's working really well. All the things are kind of connecting, and then we slowly build incrementally on different levels of difficulty on that. Okay, cool. So we'll review what we did last week. Let's review kind of from the top. Let's start off with just the strum pattern. This is going to be the beginner one, and it sounds like this: 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 4. And let's just make sure that my original sound is on. It is. Yeah, you can hear. Okay, nothing's getting cut off. All right, cool. Let's try chords. A minor, life. It's bigger. Show me E minor. It's bigger than you, and you are. Back to A minor. Not me. The lengths that I will E minor go to. The distance in your eyes. 3 rotations of that progression. E minor. Oh no, I've said to our little bridge section, D minor. Nice. Haven't said enough. And usually we go to the verse, but let's go to the chorus. Heard you F laughing. I thought that I heard you sing. Beautiful. And F. I think I thought I saw you try. A minor, and then to G. And then let's end on A minor. Nicely done. Just for a little visual review, these are our chord progressions, not too much to memorize, so make sure that you're getting them locked in. Even if that means you're playing quarter notes while you're strumming, right? It doesn't really matter as long as you understand that these are the sentences that you need to memorize. I apologize, I haven't updated that little moment, but just remember this is ×3, and this is not just a single repeat. Cool? First ending on the chorus, A minor, second ending G. Not much, too much. Do you have any questions about that kind of basic layout understanding of anything? All right, cool. Let's start to go to the overview and then talk about the intro riff, which is what we sort of worked on last week. Intro riff for this tune, we'll get into that in a second, but what we've got in the structure is mostly 2 verses in a row, followed by a chorus. Cool, so I've got verse 1, verse 2, chorus 1, and then I've got verse 3, verse 4, chorus 2, right? So there's my 2 verses and 1 chorus structure, and then I've got this riff section that we've got to learn, and then I've got verse 2, which is verse 5 of the song, but it's just a repeat of verse 2. And then the only difference about the chorus is that it's doubled. Cool? So instead of this being F, F, A minor, G, what we do is we play through this whole thing, F, F, A minor, 3 times. Okay? Let's see if we can try this chorus really quick. So basically you tack on 1. Instead of doing the second ending on the second rotation, moving to G, you do that on the 3rd rotation. Does that make sense? Yeah, let's give it a try. 1, 2, heard you laughing. F, I thought that I heard A minor sing. See, we do our first ending, and I think I thought minor because we need another rotation, right? F. But that was just a dream. A minor to try, cry, why, try. And then F, that was just a dream. And then we go to our second ending to G, just a dream. And then finish on A minor. Does that make sense? So all we do is double, yeah? That's all that's happening. It's kind of like a tag, but you can think of it also as just doubling what you play here. So instead of times 2, and then this A minor is the first ending, we're gonna go times 4, and then on the fourth one is where we jump out to the G. Does that make sense? Cool. So we got boom, boom. You know what? I'm actually gonna make an edit in that, and I'm gonna write it in here now, because I actually did this on next month's handout. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of move this section over a little bit, and I'm gonna write it like this, just so you can see as a visual. F, F, A minor, and then I'm gonna write times, you know what, I'm just gonna erase all that. I'm gonna write times 3 for, times 4 for the final chorus. That's all I'm gonna write, and then we'll end. Okay, cool. So that's most of the tune. Don't have too much to kind of discuss because really you're just repeating what you're doing over and over again. I think kind of on the, synthesis part of it, what we're really looking for is automatic with our right hand, going through the chord progressions automatic with our left hand, and then starting to learn how to sing and play. And remember, you can always separate those skills whenever you're struggling trying to get the lyrics to go smoothly. This is a really tough song to get the lyrics to go smoothly because it feels like his cadence is a little bit different in each verse, and he a lot of different numbers of syllables that he's pounding through words. He kind of sings a line a little bit differently, so it is tricky. And I would say this is that you don't have to sing it exactly like him, don't have to sing it exactly like me, but what you want to do is sing it well for yourself, right? You want to be confident moving through all those things. Maybe mark them on the page, be like, this verse is really hard, so I need lots of repetition, lots of rotation. Maybe it's just the strum pattern and I'm singing on top of it. Okay, let's talk about the intro riff. Please stop me if you have any questions, but we did start a little bit late, so I want to make sure we get to everything. This melodic line, 5, 7, 5, and open. That's just playing melodically, right? So these are thumb, we play through 5, 7, 5, and open. Now this is just a substitution for a part of a measure, right? If I count and I go 1, 2, dot, 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 dot. So I'm starting on the third beat, which means that I'm substituting a part of my strum to replace this little melodic phrase inside of it. So what I want to do is I want to play that 5, 7, 5, 0, and then I want to jump to an F chord and I want to play through the rhythm. Down, down, up, down, up. Now watch, I'm going to strum and play a half note. So I'm going to count 1, 2, and then I'm going to start and 4 and 3 and 4 and then I go to an A minor. And then I hold here for 2 counts. 1, 2, 5, 7, 5, 0, F. And hold here. 1, 2, A minor. And then to G. Oh, and A minor. Live. Okay, cool. So that intro riff, it has the same chord progression as the chorus. F, but we're kind of substituting these little interjections of that melody, right? F, F, A minor, F, F, A minor, second ending G. Does that make sense? Cool. Let's give it a try. I'm going to count to 2, and then we're going to start. 1, 2. Sorry, I'm going to count to 4 and then 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Go. 5, 7, 5, 0, F. We strum, and then we hold. 1, 2, A minor. And then we hold. 1, 2, 5, 7, 5, 0, F. And then we hold. 2, 5, 7, 5, 0, A minor. And our second ending to G. Oh. And then we end on A minor. Live. All right, cool. If we want to make the jump to the intermediate, I'm going to start to push a little bit of intermediate content. Super easy. Instead of playing that melody kind of linearly across one string, what we're going to do is make this shape 7, 0, 0, 7. And I like to use my ring finger because of where I'm going. So now what I want you to do with the right hand is play G, A, then G, And now when we play the last G, A, we're just alternating between G and A, right? Thumb, I like to use my middle, or you can use thumb and pointer, but we're playing G, A, G. And then on the last A, we play an open A like that. Let's see if we can try it. 1, 2, G, A, G, open. And let's just finish on F for now. Ready? 1, go. 7, 7, 7, open, F. 2, ready, go. 1, 2, bom, beam, bom, bom, F. All right, awesome. Remember, we're doing a strum pattern on F, and then we're holding for 2 counts and then jumping into this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, go. G, A, G, open, F. Now let's hold for 2 counts. 1, 2, let's slide up. 7, 7, 7, 0, A minor. Beautiful. 1, 2, we played G, A, G, A, open, F. Beautiful. And then 1, 2, A minor, and then we go to G. And let's end A minor. Nicely done. Okay, cool. So that's just a little review. Any questions so far? Pretty clear? Okay, awesome. Remember, try and lock it in when it comes to right and left hand. And then whenever you're adding lyrics, if you're having a really big challenge, you can always eliminate some of these elements. Okay, let's jump down to what we want to talk about today, which is this second riff in this B section. But that was just a dream. Oh man, where is happening? That's not what I want. I want this thingy-majiggy. Nope, I want this pointer thing. That's what I want. Okay, cool. So there is the section that we do this, and it's coming out of a chorus, okay? So first thing I want to do is I want to go up to the 7th fret. We've been kind of like familiar with where that 7th fret is. I am going to suggest to use your pinky here. Now that is not a necessity at all, but you can do it. All right, let's play 7, and then let's play 5, and then let's play 3, and then let's play open. So that's where the melodic kind of contour is going to go. It's going to go 7, 5, 3, and 0. And that's why I suggest to use your pinky. Again, try it, feel it, but you can always shift too. You can always go ring finger, pointer finger, and then shift down if you want to. Totally valid as well. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to play all 8th notes. Da, 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 da. But the one thing is that the accent comes on a little bit of an off time. Instead of changing like this, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And what happens is we change on the and of 2 a little bit early. 1 and 2, and then right there. Ba, 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 ba. Now from there, we're just going to finish out the measure before we move to the 3rd fret. So let's see if we can try this. It sounds like this. Da, 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 5, 3, 0. 7, 5, 3, 0. 2 more times. 7, 5, 3, 0. Last time. So if we have 4 different fret numbers that we need to go through, 7, 5, 3, and 0, what we're going to do is divide these into 2 parts. We're going to go 7 and 5, all in the same measure. And then we're going to go 3 and 0, all in the same measure. And what we want to do is on our first move, instead of just playing the A string, we're going to take our thumb, we're going to roll from the top string, and then we're going to try to find that harmony outside of the melody, okay? So now what we want to do after we roll is we're going to start playing that melody. And remember, it substitutes the first move. So it's not like we're adding a strum to the melody we just learned. It's more like we're replacing the first note with a roll, okay? All right, sounds like this. We roll. 5. Now we roll on 3. Nice. We roll 7. 5. We roll 3. Beautiful. But that was just a dream. 7. That was just a dream. That's me in the corner. Make sense? Pretty straightforward, yeah? Not too bad. Correct? Yeah, easy peasy. Let's try a few more rotations. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and roll. 5, roll, 0. Roll, 5, roll 0. But that was just a dream. That was just a dream. That's me in the corner. Nicely done. Awesome. Okay, if you are looking to kind of increase the challenge, I'm going to kind of treat the intermediate parts as just add-ons, right? We're just going to say, okay, it's the exact same except for this one thing, okay? We're going to change the last 2 notes instead of just playing this. If you're looking for a little bit of a challenge, what you can do is play all of that inside of a D minor chord. Now remember, a D minor is like an F, 2, 0, 1, 0, except our ring finger gets added to the 2nd fret on the C string. And now my pinky goes to the 3rd fret. So now what we want to do is roll through the A string and then move to the open. Yeah, let's try a few rotations. Last time. All right. So the way this works is that the first 2 rotations, we're just going to play open. Sounds like this. We do one more just like that. And it's pretty much when the vocals start. It happens here. We go 7, 5, D minor. Nice. But that was just a dream. Nice. That makes sense? So half of it is kind of this easier way, and then the other half of it is a little bit harder with that chord. Really what happens is there's like a bass line that's happening behind that. The melody really never changes, and it's kind of the highest voice in the band. It's that mandolin kind of voicing. And what happens is the bass player is just playing different root notes that go with it. So he's kind of implying these chord shapes, and as you go up in difficulty from beginner to intermediate to advanced, you're just playing more and more of those chords. That's all. Cool? But the melody is still staying the same, right? The advanced version sounds like a... But you can kind of still hear that melody. So on that one, you're kind of changing every shift. In this one, we're adding a little bit more dimension with that D minor if we want to tackle the intermediate part. So 2 with just the open strings, 2 rotations, and then we go to the D minor. Let's see if we can try it together. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and 7, 5, 3, and then 0. Again. 3, and then 0. Now we go 7, 5. Try to find a D minor chord, 3rd fret, A string. Nice. One more time. D minor. That's me in the corner. Cool. Let's try one last rotation, then we'll walk away from this. 1, 2, ready, and... Actually, no, let's try this. Let's go from the chorus, and then we'll go into this, okay? So remember, chorus is F, F, A minor, A minor. First rotation, F, F, A minor, G, and then we drop straight into this. Cool? So let's go into the chorus. I thought I heard you laughing. 1, 2, 1, I heard F laughing. I thought that I heard A minor sing. F, and I think I thought I saw you try. A minor, then G. Here we go. Find the 7th fret. Here we go. We roll. Bum, 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 bum. Roll 3. Open. Good. You can totally stay there, or you can go to the D minor. But that was just a dream. But that was just a dream. That's me in the corner. Nicely done. And from there, all we're doing is going into another round of the verse. Does that make sense? Yes, a yes. No, a no. Please ask questions if we need to. All right, I'm going to go to the beginner intermediate. Feel free to join me. I'm just going to do a little recording here of that new riff section. Record. All right, our riff section is playing this melody, 7, 7, 7, 5. 3, and then 0. And all you do with the thumb is at the beginning of the 7th, we roll. Then we find 3, and we roll there. Cool. So the beginner arrangement is that 4 different times. Again. And if you want to add up to the intermediate part, all you're going to do is on the second rotation, the second 2 rotations, like the second half of it, what you're going to do is add D minor to the second half of that. So it's going to go 7, 7, 7, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. And then when you go to the 3, instead of playing the open strings, we play a D minor chord. 2, 2, 1, and 0. I'm sorry, 2, 2, 1, and 3. And then we roll through that. And then we find the open string. So let's see if we can just try that second half with this intermediate variation. 2, 3, 4, 7, 5. Find D minor with the 3rd fret down, and then go to open. Do it again. 5, and then... Remember, if you're working on the beginner part, then all you're doing is leaving the strings open, but playing that melody 4 times without that D minor variation. Hit record and hit send. Let's take a breather before we get into this last little part. Do you have any questions so far? No? We're good? Silence?
It's a little hard to get to the D minor shape, but I gotta practice.
It's tricky. It's tricky. I do want to make the suggestion, this is more for like the intermediate and advanced. If you can get into a D minor like this, if you can get into that kind of double bar shape, it's going to be a little easier to find that. And this is something that's sort of changed in the last 5 or 6 years with my playing, is incorporating this different way to play a D minor. Once you kind of get past the uncomfortableness of playing a bar chord with your middle finger, it starts to become actually an easier way. And most importantly, it sort of optimizes your pinky and ring finger to be able to do more, to add these little variations or to make bigger stretches and things like that. This kind of works hand in hand with the solo arrangement as well. Yeah, for sure. Okay, cool. Oh, it's time. That's what we had time for. We're going to get into the end riff again. And next week, what I want to do is really just spend a lot of time working on the intermediate strum pattern. So if you want to get prepared for that, you can always look at the handout. You can maybe watch some of the videos from the recordings in the intermediate advanced class if you want to. But again, functionally, all of these rhythms, these chord shapes, even these kind of simpler versions of all of the riffs, they totally work. And you want to get a nice strong foundation for all of that. Okay, do we have any questions before we get out of here? No? All right, we're good. We're going to see you in a bit. Next class? Awesome. All right, well, have a good one. I'm going to end the recording, and we will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.